It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're wrapping up the NBA regular season in style here on 2K Sports. In a few moments, we'll be sending you out to Philadelphia as the 76ers go up against the Miami Heat. For Miami, they come in off a win in their last outing against Toronto. That game a high-scoring affair. We'll see if this one turns into a shootout as well. And here we are late in the season. Shaq, for the teams at the very bottom of the standings, there can be a tendency to give up on yourself and a desire to dial things back, I guess. Pack it in. This happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, it happens, but no great coach would stand for that. No, we're great players. You just got to, dig yourself out the hole, Ernie. You got to keep fighting. You know what they should do?
What's that?
Go watch Hoosiers. Ooh. The Gene Hackman speech should get them going.
Okay, you think that would work on an NBA player?
I think it would. Picket fence, baby, picket fence.
Sometimes you just can't give that all-out intensity because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. You can only see the light right in front of your face.
Yeah.
And, you got to give those bench guys some more minutes at this time.
Let's send it down to Kevin Harlan.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Let's see, starting lineup representing Miami Heat. At shooting, Tyler Johnson. At small forward, Josh Richardson. At the other forward position, James Johnson. At the other guard position, Brian Johnson. At center, Hassan Whiteside. The head coach of the visiting team is Eric Spoelstra.
It's game time in Philadelphia as the crowds at Wells Fargo Center look to cheer on the 76ers. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. For the Miami Heat, they won their last contest, that game against Toronto.
And this is why scouting is so important. You've got to be able to identify those role players who can complement what your team does.
And you know what, Greg? Every team has guys that play different roles. As a matter of fact, most players in the league are role players. It's a matter of understanding your role and doing it well because role players are just as important as the stars.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Heat, Johnson is out there with Whiteside. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Dragic. And it's Richardson. And at the three, the small forward.
And, the Sixers were heavily criticized for the so-called process, enduring the pain of losing big. People forget the prior decade when the team tried to contend, only won a single playoff series.
And Clark, it's true the Sixers were a team long stuck in the middle. Does that help explain why they employed such drastic measures to rebuild?
I think so, Kevin. Clearly, they tried getting there the usual way when you try to develop players and maybe add a key free agent here or there, and it didn't quite work. And the process was Plan B, and that process has really started to pay some dividends, so I don't blame them for trying it.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Covington. Teams constantly jockeying for position, and I guess they're trying Clark for a lot of things. Home court advantage, one of them.
Yeah, it certainly is a big factor. Not as much as you get to the latter rounds of the playoffs, but I think in the first rounds it's critically important, especially if you're a relatively young team and getting your first taste of playoff action. Having the home court advantage could be huge for that kind of team. And, you know, through the long rebuild in Philly, the Sixers' strategy was to develop unproven players and try to find some diamonds in the rough. Not a bad way to go when you're going to be patient. And Robert Covington might have been their best find. A very good defender at both forward spots.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
And Covington offensively, mostly a catch-and-shoot scorer.
Yeah, he plays well off others. His three-point percentage has kind of went south the last few seasons, but if he works on that, I think he's got a place with this team, or if not this team, then certainly in the league.
Now here's Johnson. 11 points for him in that last game against Toronto. Whiteside dishes to Johnson, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Now we'll go to our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Had a chance to talk with head coach Brett Brown.
Well, Kevin, he stressed to his players that it's all about the extra pass tonight. He said we have a bunch of guys who can score. As long as we keep everyone involved, our best defense is a good offense. Well, let's see if they keep the rock moving tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
All right, thanks for the report, David. So it's all about getting their offense going early on.
And I think that's the right call, guys. Get that rhythm established at the offensive end as soon as possible.
Yeah, I echo that, Greg. I mean, if they come out here as the aggressors and really get after it, I think it'll make things that much easier on them defensively.
And Philadelphia has possession, following the score by Miami. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Simmons against Dragic. He feeds it to Whiteside. Clock at 6. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic.
Got to be happy with the result, moving the ball so well on that possession. Beautiful.
The 76ers trail by 5. Sharch with the screen for Simmons. The dish now to Sharch. Over Johnson. And the shot falls short this time. The Heat have gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. Richardson kicks to Whiteside. Outside Dragic. Whiteside, the pass to Dragic. Miami needs to get a shot off. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
Guys, you've got to give much respect to the length of Whiteside. I mean, he's a hulking 7-footer who takes a lot of pride in being the defensive anchor for this team.
Now, here's Redick. He has been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. Johnson the screen. And it's Simmons penetrating. And the basket by Johnson.
Just a tremendous feel for the game. Simmons is so gifted at reading the floor.
Whiteside a screen. Dragic dishes to Johnson. Whiteside a screen on Johnson. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. Unloads from 13. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Now here's Johnson. An 11-point game for him in the win against Toronto. Dragic at the elbow. Johnson sends the screen for Dragic. Whiteside a screen on Johnson. And it's Johnson. That time on the assist from Dragic. Johnson's got 5 now.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Saric outside. The feed to Simmons. Over Dragic. And that one's good. Simmons
Absolutely in his comfort zone near the rim. I mean, uses his body extremely well and typically gets exactly the kind of shot he wants.
Now here's Dragic. He has been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
It's stolen by Johnson. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. He's got 7.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
And Brett Brown, such a great fit in Philadelphia. He loves the town, loves the game, loves to coach. He says about the town, Clark, it reminds him of his hometown.
Well, that's nice to hear because he does embody a lot of the grit that you come to know and expect from Philadelphians. I mean, it reminds him of where he's from. He's faced the media through tough times. He's always candid and forthright. And he's coaching with a long lens, as he put it, building towards something great. And, man, I tell you, that passion and enthusiasm just oozes out of him, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
And a quick look at how things have been since the All-Star break, checking out the three-point shot ratio for Miami.
And clearly they haven't been shy about launching it from long range. That's the way the league has been going, and they are certainly embracing that trend.
Now here's Simmons. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. And Redick kicks to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Screen by Saric. For 3, Covington buries it from three-point range. Covington's got 5.
And, you know, whenever Covington is squaring up like that, he's money. Just an exceptional shooter with range for days.
Now here's Richardson. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. That one goes in.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Nice work there, coming off the screen. 8 points for him.
And that's really good use of the catch and shoot. Outstanding by Covington. He's a quick decision maker, and he usually makes his decision as the pass is being thrown to him as to what kind of shot he's going to get off.
Gets the pass to Whiteside. Simmons pulls it in.
And that's solid defense, rock solid, contesting without fouling. Well done.
The Heat leading by 7. Johnson goes in, and he makes that one.
Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
On 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Now Simmons. The pass to Covington. Pass to Redick. This one for 3. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
Now here's Johnson. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. And taken away by Johnson. Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity. Miami grabs the miss. Whiteside's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Shot from 12. And there's Johnson. That's good on the assist by Johnson. Johnson's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. The 76ers trail by 8. Johnson the screen. Outside, Simmons. Over Whiteside, and it's blocked by Whiteside.
And Whiteside takes great pride in rejecting shots. Outstanding at getting his arms up and denying shooters.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now, here's Redick. 6 points for him. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. And before you now are the rookies on a roll. The hottest shooters in the last 10 games. Ben Simmons, number 1. And here are the Heat now. 10-point lead. Outside Dragic. Pass to Johnson. Johnson sets the screen for Johnson. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake. And Greg, you hear about the competitive culture that this Miami Heat franchise has.
Yeah, and that doesn't always work for some teams, but it works for the Heat. This group will push each other all the time to be the best they can be. The practices have a feel of game-level intensity.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Last time they met was in Miami.
And the previous meeting was a win for them and a huge day for the bench. The reserves really stepped it up with their scoring.
Greg, we know how important it is when you can go to your reserves without much drop-off in production. It gives you a big advantage. I know they'd love to see that again tonight. Well, there is a saying now that is pretty accurate. You either sell success or you sell hope. And the process in Philadelphia may have been hard to watch, but it did give their fans hope for a better day.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. And a new group in for the Heat. Olynyk, he's checked in for Whiteside. Luke Babbitt comes in for Johnson. Winslow's checked in for Josh Richardson. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Johnson. Now here's Winslow. An 11-point game for him in the win against Toronto.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
And through all the losing, the fans in Philly have been pretty supportive of the Sixers' goals to draft star talent.
Yeah, and you know what? Thousands of fans coming out to watch the draft lottery is an indication of how optimistic and behind the Sixers these fans are. I mean, trust the process has been their rallying cry.
Just 3 to shoot, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Yeah, I like the quick release, Greg. He does a nice job getting it up quickly, especially when he's facing a bigger defender.
Olynyk, a screen on Anderson. Good ball movement here by Miami. Here's Dragic from outside. Another miss by Dragic.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
1:24 left in the first quarter of the game. Now, here's McConnell. He's guarded by Dragic. Clock at 4. Here's Bellinelli.
And guys, still early, but I'd like to see them crash the offensive glass.
Yeah, offensive rebound so valuable, Greg. You have to be careful not to give up fast break buckets the other way, but I think you always want to send somebody to the glass.
Dragic dishes to Wade. Over Bellinelli. And it comes off the front of the rim. The 76ers trail by 5. Goes up at the stripe. That one's not going to go. The Heat go the other way with it. Winslow kicks to Dragic. Wade outside. He dishes it to Babbitt. Shot to end this cold run. Rebounded by Holmes. The 76ers shooting 47% from the field to start things off. Now, here's McConnell. He's guarded by Dragic. Holmes, that's a screen. McConnell kicks to Ilyasova. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. Ilyasova's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after some stints abroad. He talked about his approach to the game.
I play the game how it's supposed to be played. I play offense, I play defense, I rebound, steals, blocks. You know, I'm pretty much that guy who likes to work hard and don't want anybody to beat him out, you know, except the challenge.
That's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out the best in everybody on that team. They just kind of feed off of his effort and desire.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
Listen, early on taking the league, I just like their approach offensively.
Yeah, I like it too. They're doing a great job working the ball around, staying aggressive, and capitalizing too.
On the court for Miami here in the second. Wade and Winslow out on the wings. Olynyk is out there with Luke Babbitt, and it's Ellington in at the point. Now here's Winslow. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Ilyasova a screen. And Anderson has it in the corner. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here.
And let's take a moment here to see some of the numbers for Olynyk. Averaging about 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you can't downplay the importance of good size off the bench.
Space invader, a big guy who simply holds his ground and makes opponents work around him. That's good stuff.
Now here's Anderson. He had 25 points in the win against Milwaukee. And that misses. That would have put him up. And Miami shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? And yes, it's good. And the Heat lead by 2.
Really active down there, imposing his will and force and seeing his efforts pay off.
And Bellinelli kicks to Anderson. Ilyasova a screen. Anderson against Winslow. Launches a 3. Anderson can't get that one to fall. The Heat have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Wade on the wing, trying his luck deep. He can't get that one to fall. And it's Philadelphia the other way. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And I love the fact that they did such a good job of really reacting to what the defense was giving them.
Nothing was forced. Smart basketball was played, and they took advantage of any weakness they saw.
Now McConnell, after Dwayne Wade's three-pointer that didn't go. He's off from 17 feet. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by.
And T.J. McConnell, undrafted out of Arizona, but he caught on with the Sixers, and I tell you what, made an immediate impact. Standing at about 6'2" and just over 200 pounds, he brings that physicality at the defensive end of the floor.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work. How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. And Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things, D.A. Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to certainly get through to his team. Here's Olynyk. 76ers getting the bucket. Dishes it to Ellington. Screen by Olynyk. Ellington kicks to Olynyk. It's good from long range. Olynyk's got his first 3 points of the game.
And listen, if you're 7 foot and can shoot threes, there's a place for you in today's NBA. Olynyk has that rare combination.
Now, here's Holmes. He's coming off a 19-point game against Milwaukee.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around, just his effort level was off the charts.
Here's Wade. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And that one hits back iron.
And that's really just not heads-up basketball. Don't try a fadeaway when nobody's guarding you.
McConnell passes to Anderson. Ilyasova a screen. Puts it up from 12. Anderson can't get that one to fall. The Heat leading by 3. And it's Wade in the corner. He kicks to Babbitt. Got a piece of it. And stolen by McConnell. Plays it in off the breakaway. McConnell's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And Olynyk kicks to Wade. Feeds it to Winslow. Back to Olynyk. They set the pick. 5 to shoot. Screen by Olynyk. Three-pointer Ellington. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Passes it to McConnell. Got a piece of it, but he stays with it. Holmes, that's a screen. Here's Anderson. Anderson can't get that one to fall.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Wade kicks to Olynyk. Back to Wade. Screen by Olynyk. Ellington from outside. And again, it's the Heat missing. The 76ers trailing. McConnell with it. He's coming off a 16-point game against Milwaukee.
And equally spent as much energy on his D. I mean, 4 steals kind of tell the story.
Miami's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Here is Ellington. 32 points for him last game against Toronto. Here's Wade. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Just cannot find the rhythm. Still yet to hit a shot this quarter.
McConnell kicks to Bellinelli. He feeds it to Ilyasova. Now, here's McConnell. He's guarded closely, and it's denied. And here's Winslow. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Wade kicks to Babbitt. There's a screen. 6 on the shot clock. The dish to Ellington. Looking to end the drought. Winslow's shot is off. Philadelphia has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Anderson outside. And there's the pass to Holmes. Bellinelli up top. Wade is covering. And Bellinelli kicks to McConnell. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Heat. Babbitt's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. From the wing. And it's good off the back rim and in. Wade's got his first points of the night. And Clark, some great players who can score no matter the situation. With that in mind, who do you think are some of the best finishers right now in a congested lane and in a lot of traffic?
Well, there's only one guy on this list for me. I've never seen anybody do the contorting and the finishing from multiple angles against all size of defender that Kyrie Irving does. He is head and shoulders above any other finisher in the league, in my opinion. Nobody has done it like that guy does.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
The Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Simmons.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
Now here's Simmons over Dragic. No good from Simmons.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Philadelphia's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Kicks to Fultz. Johnson with a screen on Johnson. Screen by Saric. And there's the feed to Simmons. Over Whiteside. That's short off the rim.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. Looked like he forced the shot.
Now here's Dragic after Ben Simmons' miss. Johnson sends the screen for Dragic. Kicks it out to Johnson. Here's Whiteside. The shot, no good. Some solid defense from Johnson. Philadelphia's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Johnson the screen. Pass to Covington. Screen by Saric. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. Here's Johnson. Simmons with the defensive effort. The 76ers shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Pass to Covington. Now here's Fultz. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Saric with the screen for Fultz. Shot to stop the drought, and that's 2 points on the layup. Fultz has got the lead up to 1 now for Philadelphia. Heat shooting 41% for the game. Now Johnson. He's got 9. Outside Dragic. Right side a screen. Dragic gets the bucket.
And I respect the craftiness and savvy of Dragic. I mean, when he gets positioned deep inside, he finds a way to score.
There's the screen. Here's Sharch. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 3 assists now in this one. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Now here's Dragic from the baseline. And that one goes long.
And the defense that time was late. And you got to feel fortunate he didn't put that one away.
Here's Fultz. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Richardson with it. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Johnson outside. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got his 3rd rebound on the night. They set the pick. Back to Sharch. Baseline try. Fultz, no good. Miami trailing. Here's Johnson. He's got 9. Right side a screen. Johnson kicks to Dragic. Hits it from 3-point range. Dragic has got 7 points in the game. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Heat out front, leading by a point. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Dwayne. How did you evaluate the first half?
I like the way we started the game. Sometime on the road we start off slow, so I thought we got to the fight early. And it's 2 good teams, so, it's the way it should be.
Yeah, we'll see if you can keep their crowd out of it in the second half. Thanks, Dwayne. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. Kenny, let's start with you. What do you think about the Heat?
Well, they've been rewarded for dumping the ball inside, keeping the defense honest. You have to mix it up. A little bit outside, a little bit inside. Now that separates teams.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philadelphia?
Well, they had a strong perimeter game. See, Ernie, when this team executes from long range, those weapons spread out of defense. Coming out in the second half, if those shooters are hot, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that will wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the second half.
The beautiful skyline of downtown Philadelphia, all lit up, dressed up, and ready to go. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. You look at Robert Covington. What a contribution.
Yeah, he really gave them a boost in that first half, shot way above his average.
Exactly, Greg. And, when he's scoring like this, they're tough to stop.
Philadelphia has gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%, 7 of 13 on threes. Redick and Covington make up the perimeter. Sharch is out there with Johnson, and it's Simmons in at the point. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half.
A little bit of savvy on the part of Redick there. Gets his man into a bad position and then forces him to commit the foul.
And J.J. Redick with the prototype when it comes to his release point on that jump shot. So quick off the catch. Always has his feet set and squared and ready to deliver that dagger.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
First free throw is good. Hey, Greg, with Redick, that great shooting form he has is one of the reasons his game has aged so well.
And a lot of people wondered if Redick would be able to last in the NBA when he was drafted. Might have one of the longest careers of that draft class. Just keeps producing at any age.
And both free throws good for Redick.
Solid trip from the line right there. Knocked him down, and it was easy.
Dragic kicks to Richardson. Johnson the screen. Dragic against Simmons. Right side, no good.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Outside, Redick. Johnson the screen. Clock at 6. Johnson against Covington. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Covington's got 13.
Oh, Covington really is fantastic at getting his arms high in the air when he's attempting a shot inside. Really gives the defense no chance to catch up to it or get to it.
Philadelphia leading by 3. And here is Simmons. Outside, Redick. Johnson sends the screen for Redick. He dishes it to Covington. That 3 off the mark. The Heat trail by 3. Johnson, the pass to Dragic. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
I could not say it any better, showing you some real focus, taking it inside against the bigger man.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
One shot, gentlemen.
And probably the prime memories with the Heat have to be from the Big 3 era. I mean, the team has done a great job of transitioning from that era to this current one, but classic example for me of reloading versus rebuilding.
Now here's Simmons. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And Greg, credit the Miami Heat front office and coaching staff for continuing to keep this team competitive despite losing several Hall of Fame type players in the last couple of years.
And that is never an easy task for a franchise to go through. But the Heat have stayed in the competitive picture with smart signings and trades, and don't discount the impact Eric Spoelstra has had on that roster.
That one is off.
And, you know, anytime your game is compared to LeBron James, that's a heavy mantle, no doubt about it. But, you know, with Simmons' size and point guard skills, I certainly can appreciate where people might make that comparison and can actually see some mild similarities.
And he's good on the second. And Simmons at 6'10", a rare combination of size, strength, athleticism, and elite playmaking ability.
No question, Kevin. He's a drive and kick dime dropper supreme. I mean, this guy whips bullet passes with ease and great vision and plays downhill, too.
Now here's Saric. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Screen by Saric. Dishes it to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Boy, a bunch of strength on that slam from Simmons. Punching it down and sending a real message in the process.
Dragic kicks to Richardson. Johnson outside. On the wing, Johnson. And stolen by Redick. Saric against Johnson. And the foul on Tyler Johnson. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
The Heat making a switch here. Winslow's checked in. Now here's Redick. He's got 8. Covington in the corner. Misses the 3. The Heat trail by 3. Here's Johnson, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Johnson's got 10 points.
Defense just not strong enough to throw him off his shot there. Sometimes it takes a little more effort to defend him down low.
Outside, Redick. Back to Simmons. Shot clock at 5. Johnson over to help. It's stolen by Johnson. He kicks it to Dragic. Whiteside a screen. Dragic dishes to Whiteside. And the jam by Whiteside. That gives him the double-double. 11 points and 10 rebounds.
And Hassan Whiteside in this deep, forget about it, Kevin. I mean, he's great at getting inside and finishing with force.
Screen by Saric. And the wide-open shot from Redick. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. 11 points for J.J. Redick. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Johnson, the pass to Dragic. Simmons with the defensive effort.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Johnson. Bellinelli comes in for Robert Covington. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Simmons. The Heat also changing it up. Olynyk, he's checked in for Whiteside. Dwayne Wade comes in for Tyler Johnson. And Ellington is subbed in for Goran Dragic. And that one falls from Saric. Clark, thinking back to all the players you played with, was there one player who you just instantly clicked with on the floor?
Herb Williams was a teammate of mine for 2 years in college at Ohio State, then a couple of years with the Indiana Pacers in my pro career. And he's one of the smartest and best teammates that I ever played with. Had a really good understanding and feel for the game, had a terrific motor, excellent touch, really good athlete for a guy that was 6'11", and is a dear friend. So he was probably my favorite teammate. And, you know, when I went to the Pacers, he had been there the year before and really broke me into the NBA in terms of things that needed to happen off the court to help me be the best I could be. So I'm indebted to Herb for his friendship and his mentorship as I made it from college. Well, actually from high school to college and then from college to the pro.
And the dunk by Olynyk.
Yeah, he can surprise you around the rim. Olynyk has some lift.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
What a tremendous showing from the three-pointer all through this game.
Another thing they've done tonight well is share the ball. So many of their points have come off of good, crisp passes.
And the 76ers making a change here. Ilyasova's checked in.
And for the Sixers, trust the process was the motto. And the process now finally bearing fruit. You see the young talent. Now it's about figuring out how all these pieces fit together.
Now here's Redick. 11 points in the game. Good on the shot. Redick's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And defensively, guys, they've lost something since halftime. I mean, they've given up open looks. They've got to buckle down and get some stops here. Play with some urgency.
Here is Ellington. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. They set the pick. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Feeds to Bellinelli. Wade against Reddick. Ilyasova sets a screen for Reddick. Off the pick. It's not going to go for him. And it's Miami the other way. Johnson kicks to Wade. Shoots over Reddick. There's Winslow. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Johnson. Putting up about 10 points a night, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Well, Greg, Justice Winslow had a year that he'd like to forget. His second season in the NBA. Only played in the 18 games before sitting out the rest of the way after a torn labrum.
And we're just happy to see the young man back out on the floor so that he can continue to develop. Always a fantastic defender. And you forget, still a very young player who can round into a contributor, I believe, on offense.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Passes to Fultz. Ilyasova, a screen on Wade. Here's Fultz. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Miami's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. There's the pick. And the pass to Adebayo. Just 4 to shoot. For the lead. Rebounded by Holmes. The 76ers have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Here's Bellinelli. Covered by Winslow. And Bellinelli kicks to Fultz. Pass to McConnell. Over in the corner, Fultz, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wade. Some good defense in the NBA, so let's check out the leaders. In fourth, the Heat.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
It's stolen by Wade. He feeds it to Olynyk. Winslow kicks to Wade. There's the dish to Ellington. Pass to Wade. Shot clock at 5. Now Ellington for the lead. Buries the long-range jumper. Ellington's got 5.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Now, here's McConnell. Ellington defending. Ilyasova a screen. Here's Bellinelli. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. McConnell's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Yeah, and Bellinelli, very creative, has that ability to get into the heart of the defense.
Now here's Winslow. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Wade outside. Olynyk sets a screen for Wade. Puts up a 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Kicks it to Fultz. Passes it to Holmes. The feed now to Bellinelli. McConnell in the corner. There's the 3. Trains the three-pointer. 9 points in the game so far.
Nice stroke from long range, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
Wade dishes to Olynyk. Now here's Winslow. Ellington kicks to Olynyk over Ilyasova. And Olynyk at the basket on the assist by Ellington. Ellington's got his 3rd assist on the night. The pass to McConnell. He dishes it to Fultz. In the corner, it's Bellinelli. Ilyasova a screen. Shoots over Olynyk. Hits the front of the rim and out.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
There's Winslow. And the Heat get another bucket right there. Philadelphia with the ball. There's 1:47 left to play in the 3rd. Pass to McConnell. Holmes, that's a screen. Back to McConnell. Now here's Fultz. He's tightly guarded. Rebound by Olynyk.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
The drive by Wade. Can't hit from the elbow.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
Now here's McConnell. 9 points in the game so far. Another miss by Philadelphia. Wade with no one around. Again, the Heat good for 2. 59 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And the 76ers call time here.
And you look at all the accomplishments, all the great moments from Wade's career. No doubt he is going to the Hall as soon as he's eligible. One of the greatest 2 guards to ever play.
And it's shocking when you look at the numbers that Wade has had over the years. He never won an MVP award. Certainly, Greg played like an MVP in some of his seasons.
But the rest of the accolades are there for D. Wade. All the trips to the All-Star game, the first team, all defense, the all NBA teams. But most important to him and his legacy are the 3 NBA titles.
Some changes here for the 76ers. Johnson, he's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Simmons comes in for Ilyasova. And Robert Covington subbed in for T.J. McConnell. The Heat also changing it up. Whiteside's checked in for Olynyk. Josh Richardson comes in for Winslow. And it's Dragic in for...
Goodness. Talk about bringing the heat, the thunder, and the lightning on that pound.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime.
And why not? A little salt in the wound. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys reeling and on the ropes.
Wade outside. Dishes it to Dragic. Back to Wade. He kicks it to Whiteside. Richardson for 3. Good on the triple. And now it's a 12-point Miami lead.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
And so it's the Miami Heat, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. Right back after this break. Let's listen in on what Eric Spoelstra had to say to his team.
All right, put together 3 or 4 stops in a row. Come on, just concentrate on good basketball right now.
Compressing it down to these few minutes, Eric Spoelstra asking his guys to focus in defensively.
And talking to one another, quicker rotations, the help has to be there on time if they want to come up with these stops.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. On the court for the Heat, Richardson is out there with Adebayo. Then there's Dragic. Then there's Whiteside. And it's Johnson in at the shooting guard.
And, you know, normally when you look at a guy like Whiteside with the field goal percentage and all, you'd think it's all about dunks. But I tell you what, he's improved his entire repertoire of scoring options near the rim. And now he's even showing that he can step out and knock down that little face-up 15-footer.
Free throw, good, Whiteside. Whiteside, earlier in his career, didn't have as many options to score, but Greg, he's been very conscious of keeping that improvement of his game, and especially on the offensive end.
And Whiteside has been self-motivated since he's come back to the NBA. He's got the great length. He gets the hooks. He's got that baby hook up over the defenders, the soft shooting touch, and he just continues to improve offensively, all the while still being a force on the defensive side of the floor.
Boy, you cannot forget about the long reach and wingspan of Simmons. I mean, he uses it exceptionally well on defense to come away with block shots. Hey, I tell you what, the contest on that shot was lacking. Very subpar, which is why the shooter buried it.
Dragic the pass to Richardson. Right side a screen. Dragic dishes to Richardson. From the line, that one goes. Count it.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Simply taking advantage of what the defense has given them, and they've really made the most of it.
Johnson the screen to the inside. And Saric kicks to Johnson. Outside, Simmons. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Johnson the screen. Knocks it loose. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. J.J. Redick's checked in for Philadelphia. The Heat also with a sub. Johnson's checked in. Now Dragic. Johnson outside. On the wing, Johnson. Feeds to Johnson. Right side a screen. Shot clock at 6. From beyond the arc. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Guys, there's still time for them to make a run.
Can't have any wasted possessions down the stretch.
And that one's good, Simmons.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Johnson, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Saric.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
You know, I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've continued to bury the jump shots.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Clark, in your rookie season in the NBA, did you ever have a welcome to the NBA moment? You know, a play or a sequence where you were brutally introduced to how unforgiving the NBA can truly be?
Yeah, how about my first night out? Spencer Haywood ran me in circles, and I shot 2 for 17, scored 6 or 8 points, and he was in my head from the very beginning. Thankfully, the Pacers won that game because it was a forgettable night other than that. But Spencer Haywood, even to this day, when I bump into him, reminds me of how he disrupted me and distracted me in that first game of my rookie season.
Outside Dragic. There's a good screen. Johnson the screen. Here's Whiteside. Johnson with the block.
Excellent defensive commitment that time from Johnson. He's always there and present. And
Redick kicks to Simmons. Johnson the screen. To the paint, off the screen. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got assist number 7 for him tonight. The Heat leading by 9. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Richardson the pass to Dragic. Right side a screen. Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Well, with Whiteside, no matter what he is doing, he is always setting the tone. The way he goes about defending the rim, it's like he's taking it personally that these guys are not going to score on him.
And you know what? He's a tone setter defensively. He gives his group confidence when he's on the floor. And, you know, teams are starting to realize you simply do not go at Whiteside. The block numbers might be down, but his defensive impact is as high as ever.
Free throw, good, Whiteside.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
And both free throws good from Whiteside. And Philadelphia calls time here. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup, and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Brett Brown talking with his team. He is not happy with the turnovers. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
Johnson with a screen on Whiteside. Here's Simmons, and the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
And Ben Simmons putting on over 30 pounds of muscle going into his rookie season. Do you think there was any connection between that extra weight and the broken bone he suffered in his foot?
I could certainly understand why people might speculate that, but I'm not going to go there. Clearly, strength is more important than additional weight. And those kinds of injuries do tend to show up because of overuse, though, Kevin.
That's good from Simmons.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
There's the dish to Richardson. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Johnson attacking.
Two shots.
And the first one drops. And both free throws good for Johnson. And last season, one of the first where a coach was not let go during the regular season. A rarity, Clark, in the NBA. Do you think coaches get too much of the blame at times?
Yeah, I would agree with that, Kevin. It's a great responsibility and challenge to coach in the NBA, but more times than not, they do sometimes get an unfair share of the blame for what happens on the court.
The Heat leading by 10. Outside Dragic. Here's the screen. Right side a screen. Dragic with a wide open look. Knocks down the step back J.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
Simmons against Dragic. No good from Simmons. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Right side Dragic. Johnson against Šarić. From 15 feet away, the shot by Johnson, no good.
And, you know, where was the defense there, Kevin? I mean, even though he missed it, that was not a good effort. Pitiful.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
Simmons against Dragic. He feeds it to Whiteside. And the jam by Whiteside.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
Redick with it. Pass to Covington. And it's Miami with the rebound. Whiteside's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Johnson kicks to Dragic. Johnson, the pass to Whiteside. Over Johnson. And that's going to be a travel. The 76ers trail by 11. Johnson the screen. Johnson sets the screen for Simmons. Fires from 14. They get it back. A shot by Johnson, no good. For Miami, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field.
Yeah, that one put them over the limit, and it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line.
At the line for 2.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw, good, Whiteside. And both free throws good from Whiteside.
He's simply just willing himself to the line here.
The 76ers trail by 13. Johnson with a screen on Johnson. And Redick kicks to Covington. To the middle. Wants to get it to Simmons and does. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Simmons got 12 points here in the second half.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
Dragic kicks to Johnson. Passes it to Johnson. Whiteside sets the pick for Johnson. To the inside. Tries from 7. And they double up Whiteside. And here are the Heat now. Shot clock at 2. There's Dragic with the 3. That shot off. And it's Philadelphia the other way.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Covington dishes to Simmons. for Johnson. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Simmons got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the 76ers. Miami's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Dragic, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And Dragic came into the NBA with something on his resume that not many other rookies have. He has a ring from winning the Slovenian Pro League the year before he came to America.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Dragic. The Heat making a switch here. Wade's checked in. That misses, so he splits the free throws. The 76ers trail by 10. And Jaric kicks to Covington. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really, the entire fourth quarter.
And, you know, this is the time to do it. Sinking triple after triple. And it ends up becoming contagious.
Richardson kicks to Johnson. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. Johnson the screen. And Simmons kicks to Johnson. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. And now it's only a 5-point Heat lead. Wade passes to Johnson. They set the screen. Top of the key, Dragic. And stolen by Simmons. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Sometimes you just have no way of stopping Simmons on the interior. I mean, he's a very skilled player who gets these calls routinely.
That free throw, no good.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
No good on the second free throw.
And the Australian Simmons is a star in the making thanks to his extremely versatile and high-level skill set and big frame.
Richardson dishes to Johnson. Three-pointer, Wade. Offensive rebound, Heat. And that one hits back iron. And the 76ers with possession. They're on a 9-1 run. Covington against Richardson. Johnson the screen. And Redick kicks to Covington. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Simmons. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out.
Really like how Simmons commands the ball, especially in key moments.
The Heat leading by 3. Whiteside, a screen on Redick. The drive by Wade. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
And that bucket should stop the bleeding.
Yeah, we'll see, though, Greg. I mean, it looks like that might be the case. They might need a few more like it, though, because that lead has been steadily dwindling.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
At the line for your 76ers, Ben Simmons. Taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. So he gets them both.
And now down to a one-possession game. Those foul shots, huge.
.152 left in the game. Johnson the screen. Here's Dragic. Johnson with the block. Whiteside, and the layup's good off the glass. Whiteside's got 11 here in this quarter alone. Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 13-5 run. And Simmons kicks to Covington. So the first one drops, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. Saric nails them both.
What a clutch performer. He loves being in these situations, just relishes the opportunity. A lot of guys say they do, but you can see it in his face. He truly does.
Right side a screen. Dragic against Johnson. Shot clock at 6. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup. So I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Taking 2 shots.
2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And so he makes both from the line. 1:06 left in the fourth. There's a screen. Wade outside. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Man, the confidence and flair that Wade plays with, uniquely his own. A dynamite 2 guard who is also a clutch performer.
He misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. No luck that time either. Now the 76ers with it. They're on a 17-7 run. Redick passes to Covington. Dragic against Simmons. Count it! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing them deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
Johnson the screen. Wade kicks to Richardson. Dragic against Simmons. Again, the miss by the Heat.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now, and with every miss, the pressure intensifies.
Timeout called, the 76ers. They're behind by 1. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And really no need to rush. Still plenty of time to get a good look.
Well, if they've got a play that they use to get a quality shot, this is the time to run it.
The presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Hassan Whiteside.
And it's been a terrific night for him in terms of the scoreboard. They've run a bunch of sets for him, and he's continued to come through. Scoring as well as he has, it's taken a lot of pressure off the rest of his teammates.
Philadelphia with the ball. Miami with the ball. And it goes out of bounds. That went off Dragic. With some arc, they retain possession to take the lead. It's good!
Timeout. Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
And the Heat call time here. They're trailing by 1. 5 seconds left to play in the final quarter. A step-back shot here. Can't cash in. So it's Philadelphia taking the W in a close one here. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And that about does it for the final game of the NBA regular season. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long, everyone.